What's good, hip hop family? This your boy A Dot with the Draco, bringing y'all another hip hop exclusive. Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe for the latest in hip hop news. In this edition of TRM Hip Hop News, we're gonna talk about the most popular story going on in hip hop right now: the Taxstone arrest slash Troy Ave shooting at Irving Plaza. I've been covering this story since it broke. Links are in the description box. On Tuesday, January 17th, 2017, Daryl Taxstone Campbell was arraigned in federal court on charge in New York on charges of possessing a weapon as a felon. Taxstone was held on $500,000 bail. Yes, he was given a bail, but prosecutors are arguing against Taxstone being released on bail and have appealed it. This issue will be pushed forward on Wednesday, January 18th, 2017, which is today. So to give y'all a heads up and a quick breakdown on that, basically he would have been released on bail had the prosecution not appealed it, but because they appealed it, now it's going to get dragged out on whether or not he can actually be released, because they're saying he shouldn't be released because he's a flight risk, like somebody who's going to try to escape and leave and skip bail and not show up to court. And his attorney is going to argue the opposite, that he's going to show up to court, that he's going to be there, and he's not a flight risk at all. So that's going to go back and forth in court. So it may be a few days before he can even post bail, whether or not he has the funds secured to do it. So several significant details were revealed in court yesterday. The prosecutors have openly accused Taxstone of firing the shots that killed one and wounded two, one of which was Troy Ave. The one that was killed was Troy Ave's bodyguard, and the other wounded was a female on another level of the event. As I stated in my previous video, Taxstone's DNA was found in three different locations on the 9mm Kel-Tec semi-automatic handgun: on the magazine, on the trigger, and on the grip. Prosecutors are saying the gun that was seen being fired by Troy Ave in the security footage on May 25th, 2016 at the T.I. concert at Irving Plaza in New York belonged to Taxstone. They're saying that it was originally from Florida. It was stolen, so he was hit with another charge, like basically trafficking guns or what have you. I don't know the legal terminology for it, but basically trafficking guns. They're basically saying that somebody stole or procured the gun, and he was the owner of the gun that brought it into the club that night, or into the venue that night. So prosecutors are also saying that it was during a struggle that the bodyguard, Ronald McFadder, was shot and killed. During that struggle, either the gun was dropped or removed from the shooter, who they are saying is Taxstone, and they're saying that that's when Troy Ave picked up the gun and began to pursue, presumably, Taxstone. Assistant District Attorney Hagen Scotton stated in court on Tuesday he had a gun in his hand and he murdered someone. Prosecutors used Taxstone's own words from his podcast as evidence against him in this case. In 2017, thanks to social media, being a detective became a relatively easier job. You don't have to be out in the field as much. Just log on to Twitter, Facebook, etc., and you'll catch a lot of criminal activity being posted voluntarily by the people you're investigating. The new saying is going to be, it's not even going to be stop snitching. It's going to be stop snitching on yourself. Because y'all cats is ratting on yourselves. And everybody talking about this person snitching, that person snitching. They trying to say Whack 100 snitched on them. They've been following this thing on social media since the shooting. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think that, cops, like, they don't have to run around all day. Like, they could literally not even be seen and be investigating you. You wouldn't even know it. The prosecutors, they stated that the beef between Troy Ave and Taxstone started over social media. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm explaining to y'all. Like, y'all are snitching on yourselves. You gotta be conscientious of what you say online, whether it's your personal Facebook page, your Twitter, your Instagram, whether it's your business, whatever you do, you gotta be careful, because people are listening. Anybody could just send that link to the local police department, and next thing you know, it's all the way up to the federal investigation. And for those of y'all that don't know the difference between like state court and federal court has a conviction rate in the high 90 percentile. So usually when they go after somebody, they got the evidence to convict them. So this is going to be a hard uphill battle for the brother Taxstone. So, but you know what I'm saying? What does the game come to? But on the other hand, getting back to the case, we also found out why it took 8 months to charge Taxstone when the police had the weapon along with the DNA all this time. It was because they couldn't get any witnesses to cooperate. No one wanted to talk. For those of y'all that believe in the stop snitching movement, there's evidence that your efforts have paid off. For those of y'all that have been promoting that, those of y'all sell the stop snitching t-shirts and promote that in your homes and in the streets, what have you. Y'all efforts are starting to show up. You know what I mean? But however, it appears that some or at least a witness has come forward, which allowed for this case to move forward. Taxstone's attorney, Kenneth Montgomery, was very tight-lipped about the proceedings. Check out this short clip of Taxstone's attorney being interviewed. And that's all the commentary I have for this video. Drop a like and hit the subscribe button to stay up on the latest in hip-hop news. Shoutouts to the Renaissance Men worldwide. We'll be back with some more videos later today, provided there's news to cover. This is your boy A. Dot with the Draco reporting. Signing off. Peace.
You want some juggles, some balls or something? Juggle?
Tennis. We're good? All right, this is, we're here with Kenneth J. Montgomery. He's the attorney for Taxstone, aka Daryl Campbell. He's also a former prosecutor and a current professor at Fordham University Law School. What just happened there in federal court?
What happened was there was an arraignment for the charges in which my client was arrested on. And we had an arraignment, and the government sought to detain him. The defense made arguments on why there are conditions that are met that would guarantee his presence in court, that he should not be detained. The judge agreed with us, and barring the government appealing that decision, hopefully he will meet those conditions in the next week or so, and at least be out of jail, still facing serious charges, but out of jail.
Now, the prosecutor said in relation to the gun charges, he said very clearly that the gun belonged to Taxstone and that he fired it. What do you say to that?
We deny all those charges, and I'm not going to get into the facts of all that. This is just clearly to address bail. Obviously, there's going to be discovery turned over, more facts, and perhaps 3,500 material in the federal system. So I'm going to reserve any comments about facts until the appropriate time.
And then, in terms of his criminal record, you said that you pointed out in court that most of that was much earlier in his life.
Absolutely, and I don't think that's a dispute. There was some recent stuff concerning parole in 2012, but even that was some time ago. But the majority of it was when he was much younger.
And then, in terms of they also talked about some of his speech and some of the things that he said on the podcast. But you said that was really for a different purpose.
Yeah,
what is his main purpose? As you said, now he's walking a different path.
I think what's made Daryl, and people know him as Taxstone, so popular is that he's able to reach audiences that traditionally people can't. He reaches people who are their backs against the wall in really tough time. He reaches people who are college educated with law degrees, and I think that's the power of his platform.
So what's next? What's next in the case right now?
Right now, we have to see if these conditions can be met and if the government is going to appeal.
And does that bail seem excessively high to you, or does it seem in keeping with
the
type of charge?
System?
Yeah, with the federal system.
This is what the federal system does.
So he's basically behind bars until the bail conditions can be met.
Absolutely.
All right. And you're pleading, and then there's no plea that's entered at this point, but you're saying you deny all the charges.
Yeah, we deny all the charges.
Not guilty.
Yes.
All right. And then in terms of his support system that he has, there's a lot of people that are very shocked that he was even picked up in this manner. And the time, this was 8 months ago that this incident happened. What do you think about the delay?
Some cases are it's the nature of criminal law sometimes, and it's the nature of events and witnesses and who's investigating what. It's a lot of things that go into that. Some cases are investigated rather quickly. Some take time.
Okay, great. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.